Welcome back, my Duelist friends. Casual Duelist here. It's Tuesday. It is time to do the 3x structure build. And again, I realize it's a week late. There were extenuating circumstances that prevented me from being able to film for the last week. And thank you for all the condolences and thoughts and the prayers and everything. Thank you, guys. But we are doing the 3x structure on the Fire Kings Reloaded. And again, this was like a really cool list, as you guys could see. If this thing decides to focus today, 1 second. There we go. You'll see there's actually quite a long list of really cool stuff here. However, if you're trying to play this and you want to take this to locals, there are only so many configurations of this that you're going to want to play. So, without any further ado, let us get into the main deck. Now, since it is, of course, a Fire Kings build, we need to be as focused on the Fire Kings as possible. And we want to start with, obviously, the foils, because the foils are always the best and or the newest cards. Let's go ahead. Let's catch a little zoom here, right? So we are going to be dealing with, first and foremost, the Sacred Fire King Garunix. Now, this boy is a beast. Look at those 8 stars. Look at that Wing Beast stat. Let's look at that 27 by 17. Not bad all the way around. Effects, and this is what makes him the first card of the list. It's not just his name, he's there for a reason. So if your monster or monsters that were originally fire attribute were destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon this from your graveyard if it was there when the monster was destroyed, or the hand, even if it wasn't. Then this card is so it just immediately boards itself when somebody else dies. As long as it's somebody else. If this is normal or special summoned, again, we just special summon it, you can destroy 1 Fire Beast, Beast Warrior, Wing Beast in your hand, deck, or face up on the field, except same name. And if you do, this card gains attack equal to the destroyed monster's attack it had there until the end of this turn. Each effect is only once per turn, but pump the brakes, my friends. Let's go back. What did you just read? He's able to destroy other Fire Kings while they're in the deck. He'll destroy them. He'll send them to the discard pile. This allows you to trigger other effects out of your deck. Okay? Dude is an unstoppable menace in the current game. Like, this is something that's, like, for the next couple of weeks at least, is going to be amazing at your locals, especially if you're somewhere where play is more focused on budget. Garunix needs a right-hand man. He got one in this build in the form of Kieran. Again, besides having some really tasty art here, we get another 8-star monster, 24 by 200. And again, that 200 matters. If you guys were to play Rekindling in your builds. Effect. During the main phase, if this card is in your hand, as a quick effect, you could destroy 1 other fire monster in your hand or that is face up on the field. If you do, special summon this card. So he could quickly board himself while triggering another effect. If this card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon 1 Fire King monster from your hand or graveyard except same name. Then you can destroy 1 card on the field. Each effect is once per turn. The real question is, if you have 2 of these and one destroys the other, one is boarding itself, the other one is boarding somebody else and destroying stuff. Is that awesome or is that just awesome? So, again, definite good card. You got to play it. Another 3 of that we want to play, and I don't think he was included in the first deck because he's foil here, is Ponix. But he was on an art from the original deck, which is kind of cool. Ponix here, little baby bird. You'll note the 200 defense points just in case you go the Rekindling route. If your monsters that was originally fire is destroyed by battle or card effect, special summon from hand. So just quick boards himself. If his normal or special summoned, add Fire King spell or trap from deck to hand. So he just immediately boards himself and searches stuff. During the next standby phase, after this was destroyed and sent to the graveyard, add this from the graveyard back to your hand. You can only use this effect once per turn. Each effect once per turn. So Lil Baby Phoenix is going to be putting in all sorts of work for us. This is super good. It's always going to be a card that we can destroy in our hand if we need to. But we'll be able to compound off of things our opponents are doing. Next up, and this is really cool. I like this one. Arvada and this is the last one I'm running at 3. When a monster effect is activated while this monster is on the field, as a quick effect, you may negate that activation. If you do, destroy one other fire monster in your hand or face up on the field. If this card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can target a fire beast, beast warrior, or winged beast in the graveyard, except same name, special summon it with its effects negated, destroying it during the end phase. Each effect is once per turn, but you will note that if Ponix happens to be recycling himself in the hand, Arvada once per turn will be able to stop monster effects. You will also take note of the effect that he's going to have being a Beast Warrior, and this is going to start our Beast Warriors. This is going to make it so that we can actually use the spell card Fire Formation Tanky later. Next card. Next card is going to be the Fire King Avatar Barong. This is only going to be played at 2, and there's a reason. So number 1, Beast Warrior, so definitely searchable. 1,800 points already, very good. You'll note the 200 defense. You'll note the 200 on Arvada. So again, if you decide to go the Rekindling route, Rekindling works great with this build. If a face-up Fire King monsters you control is destroyed by card effect, except during the damage step, you can special summon this from the hand, so he's a nice little extender. Once per turn during the next standby phase after this was destroyed by card effect and sent to the graveyard, add a Fire King card from the deck to the hand, except Barong. Now, I want to play him at 2 because he is very searchable. He's very obtainable to the hand. So I want to leave the space for some other things that I want to search. And this way I'm not totally bogged down with him. But he is a great card nonetheless. So 2 is good. 1's not enough. 3 felt too many. You guys let me know in the comments what you guys feel. I am going to use 1 copy of the Rangbali. Again, Beast Warrior, so again, very searchable. 200 defense, so very rekindleable. The effect, if a face-up Fire King monsters you control will be destroyed by card effect except damage step, you can special summon this from the hand. When a spell or trap card or effect is activated while this card is on the field, quick effect, negate, and then destroy one other fire monster from hand or face-up on field. Each effect is once per turn. Now, if we were in a meta where we were back row heavy, I would probably raise him up to 2 and probably still keep Arvada at 3. But since it's more monster effects creating the loops and everything right now, obviously we want Arvada at 3, and Rangbali makes a good appearance as a single. Another good single is the original Fire King High Avatar Garunix. And at the end of the video, what I'll do is I'll actually pause. I'll do like a little cut edit. And I want to say this is the guy that I have where I don't have a name on him. I should have got him out before I went to film today. I forgot. We're going to go ahead and make that right by the end of the video. Once per turn during the next standby phase after this was destroyed by card effect and sent to the graveyard, special summon this card from the graveyard. If you do, destroy all other monsters on the field. When this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon 1 Fire King from the deck except same name. So again, he's really good. He does do a whole lot of board wiping, and he is 8 stars. That is very important. Now, for the supporting cast, and I didn't want to go too crazy. I just wanted to pick like the best 3 cards. I started off number 1 with 3 copies of the Drawlin Lockbird. I told you guys this is like one of my favorite hand traps in the game. It's definitely one of my top 3, and 2 of my top 3 were in today's build. So the Drawlin Lockbird, if a cards is added from the main deck to the opponent's hand except during the draw phase, quick effect, send this from the hand to the graveyard. For the rest of the turn, cards cannot be added from either player's main deck to the hand. So anything that deals with drawing, searching, whatever, Drawlin Lockbird essentially just shuts it all down. Next up, you got to be playing Blaster. He's a simple one-of. He doesn't really establish anything, but he's got a good, healthy 2,800. Unfortunately, he's 7 stars and not 8. Otherwise, I would have considered playing him at more. Realistically, it's just the way he summons is really good, so let's go over it. If this card is in your hand or grave, banish a total of 2 fire and or dragon from hand and or grave, except this card. Special summon. During the opponent's end phase, if you control this special summon card, return it to hand. You may discard this card or 1 fire monster to the graveyard. Target a card on the field, destroy the target. If this card is banished, you can add 1 fire dragon from the deck to the hand. You can use one of these effects per turn and only once that turn. So again, he's kind of limited in the way he can move. You can use him as a quick spot destruction if you need to. You can quickly board him as a monster if you need to. He's a good one of. I would, however, let me zoom out just a tiny bit. I would consider possibly subbing him or tossing him entirely, since I am playing a 42 card build today. And then one thing I might toss him for is a second copy of Coach Soldier Wolfbark. So Wolfbark is super cool. Again, Beast Warrior, so super searchable with the tanky. You can target one level 4 Fire Beast Warrior in the graveyard, special summon it in defense, negate its effects. Each effect is once per turn. Or sorry, this effect is only once per turn. It's really good when you want to set up a rank 4 Xyz. And right now we've got like Diamond Dire Wolf and what was the other one? No, it's just Diamond Dire Wolf in the structure. But then again, if you're going to play other things, like if you guys want to go with like the Utopia 1/ whatever, Wolfbark's got your back. Just real quick, these are the monsters. So go ahead, like pause, take some notes, screen cap, screenshot, whatever it is that you guys do. And we'll be back with the spells next. So just one moment. All right, and with the rest of the deck, I'm going to go alphabetical instead of going with like engines and stuff. So if that gets a little confusing because the way I started the video, I do apologize. But we are going to get into the spells now. So first spell, we're going to use single copy, Circle of the Fire Kings. Again, like Ponix was kind of on this card to begin with, and I want to say this card is original from the first structure build. So this isn't exactly like a new spell or anything. So they kind of teased him early. It is quick play. What it does, target a fire monster you control and a fire monster in your graveyard. Destroy the one that you control to special summon the other one. You can only activate one of these per turn. And it's not super crazy to the point where we need to play multiple copies of this. It's just a really good one-of tech for us right now. One card that we do want to maximize on, again, due to the destruction effects, Dark Hole. It's a budget build. You might as well get this, like the simplest effect, destroy all monsters on the field. Can't get any easier than this. Everything you destroy basically is going to have an effect. So it's not really going to set you back so much as the opponent. And again, I mean, there's, depending on what type of negates they have set up, maybe their deck can't say no to Dark Hole once or twice in a turn. And it could be a board breaker. Next up, I've been talking about it the whole time. Fire Formation Tanky. You guys know how this one works. Continuous spell. When activated, search out a 4-star or lower Beast Warrior, add to hand. All your Beast Warriors afterward gain a static 100 per copy of this. You can only activate one copy of this spell card per turn. So again, this is how we're going to get our lower avatars and Wolfbark. So everybody I said that was searchable, super searchable. You guys may remember the original Fire King Island, and unless you're like me, so let's just go ahead and bring it up so everybody can get a quick read. If this is in the field zone and is sent to the graveyard or banished, destroy all monsters you control. Use one of the following effects per turn and only once that turn. During the main phase, you can destroy a monster in your hand or field. If you do, add a Fire King from the deck to the hand, so it's an automatic searcher. And if you control no monsters, you can special summon a Fire Winged Beast from the hand. Again, this is really good. This allows us to play any forms of Garunix that we want. 2 is a good number here, because again, this is still super searchable. The 3 of is going to be one of the brand new spells. We want to play 3 of the Sanctuary, and I think you guys are going to agree. When activated, you may place Fire King Island from the deck into the face-up spell field zone. So instead of just being terraforming, this is terraforming plus play. It's more like Metaverse with more effects. Once per turn, if a card in your field zone would be destroyed by a card effect, you can destroy a fire monster in your hand or face up on the field instead. So we don't have to blow away all of our monsters if we don't want to. Once per turn, if your opponent special summons a monster or monsters. And this is where things get nuts, okay? When the opponent special summons a monster or monsters, you can, immediately after this effect resolves, Xyz a Fire Xyz monster using only Fire Kings you control. You can only activate one copy of this spell per turn. So, our opponent goes to do something. We respond by going into the new rank 8. Just saying, kind of OP, but it's good. And then I do like a single copy of the Skyburn. Again, pretty cool quick play. Target an equal number of Fire Kings you control and cards your opponent controls. Destroy them. If a Fire King card or cards you control will be destroyed by card effect, you can banish this card from the graveyard instead afterward. You can only use one of these per... you can only use one Fire King effect per turn and only once that turn. So it stops you from doubling up. If I were to get rid of the circle in this build, if I was going to get rid of the circle, it would be for a second one of these, because this is actually pretty cool. And I'm not going to cut in between these spells and the traps. I'm just going to drag the camera base a little bit, and we're going to go straight into the traps. So traps are pretty simple. I only played 3 different traps, but I played 2 3/3s. So the 2 is the echelon of the Fire Kings. Again, I love playing anything that's like super casual. It really gets you into having some fun. Special summon 3 fire monsters, a beast warrior, and a winged beast. 1 each from the hand, deck, and graveyard, but the effects are negated. Also, destroy them during the end phase. You can banish this card from your graveyard. This turn, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects when you normal or special summon a Fire King monsters. Use each effect once per turn. So again, it's kind of cool, And again, 3 fire monsters. Beast is what? Kieran. So Kieran's our beast. Beast warriors could be any of our 4 stars. Wing beast is our Garunix again. So we can go ahead and just drop all 3 of those back. And 1 each hand, deck, and grave. And it's fine. You do destroy them. That's still going to trigger some effects. And then again, you can banish this. And then your opponent can't activate effects or anything when you normal summon a Fire King monster. So if you're worried about your opponent like trying to block your progressive play on your turn, you can just go ahead and banish that the next turn, and it's fine. You just go through the steps. You do what you want. Last 2, we're going to run 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence. I don't think I need to talk about this. It's a fantastic trap. It's the only trap that's a hand trap to my knowledge, and it's just super good. And then 3 copies of Torrential Tribute to finish out the main build. And again, it's like very similar to Dark Hole in the theory here. Your opponent plays something cool, Torrential Tribute. I'm just gonna X off your field. We're gonna cross them all out, scratch them off the list, and I'm gonna go ahead and maybe get some of my effects to resolve too. And this could stop the opponent from being able to set up a board. So again, it's fantastic stuff. Go ahead, this is the spells and traps. I'll be right back with the extra deck in just a moment. All right, now the way the extra deck's going to work here is they gave, like I said yesterday, they gave us 4 different cards. You give us 4 cards, and we're using 3 decks. That gives us 12 cards out of 15. It's all good. We're going to use everything they gave us. So, Coach King, again, I kind of went over this yesterday. It's 3/8, detach material, draw card, reveal it. If it was a monster, you could burn for 800 to the opponent. You can't use your battle phase, and you're allowed to do it 3 times in a turn. So again, it allows you to draw and potentially burn for between 8, well, I guess 0. You could draw spell traps 3 times in a row. But realistically, you're going to do between 8 and 2,400 damage per copy of Giant Trainer. And each one can only use its effects 3 times in a turn. And that's per the name. So even if you were able to spam all 3 in one turn, each one could do it like once. Next up, Diamond Dyer. Diamond Dyer pulling a lot of weight this time. 2 4s. It's generic on the 4s. Once per turn, detach material. Target a beast, beast warrior, or wing beast that you control in another card on the field. This allows us to resolve small effects and get some of our other cards out. We can destroy, like, again, what was it? Like, Barong could get destroyed. We could bring out our, what was Little Birdie? Ponix. We could bring out Ponix. And then you could go ahead, you could destroy Ponix after you get your search off. And, like, Diamond Dyer can help you actually, like, build a field presence. And I feel like the most time needs to be talking about Garunix Eternity. And I'm sure that's the way that most people are going to refer to this card, because Hyung of the Fire Kings is just more questionable whether or not that's how you pronounce it. So this is going to be 2+ 8-star monster cards. So this could be as many or as little as you want, as long as it's a base 2. If this is Xyz summoned, you may destroy all other monsters on the field. Boom. Quick board wipe. You can detach 1 material from this card, target a spell trap on the field, destroy it. If you do, this card gains a quick 500. Now remember, it started at 3,000. Gaining 500 is not a bad idea. If this card is destroyed while it still has material, you may special summon Fire King monsters from the graveyard up to the number of materials the card had at that point in time. Each effect is once per turn. So again, if you play this to destroy all other monsters and maybe your opponent plays a Torrential Tribute. They're like, well, I'm going to take your guy too. It's fine because you're going to go ahead and respawn with other cards. I'm not sure how that works on the stack in that exact situation, whether or not the Garunix's effect having been first, Torrential being chained to the summon as well. I don't know that his effect won't initially just destroy all the ones that you're special summoning, but it is what it is. And then last up, kind of generic, but this helps us off-board, used Coach Kings and Diamondires is going to be Hida. So again, it's fire plus other, or at least one of them has to be fire. It's just going to be a quick link too. You can target a fire monster in the opponent's graveyard, special summon it to the zone this points to. It's great in a mirror match. If this link summon card is destroyed by battle or destroyed by an opponent's card effect while in its owner's monster zone, you get to add a fire monster with 1500 or less defense from the deck to the hand. And just real quick, let's go over who all Hida's targets are. So 1500 or less on the defense gives us Kirin, gives us Ponix, gives us Arvada, gives us Barong, gives us Rongbali. Does not give us either Garunix. But it does have to be fire, so I don't think you're going to be able to pull off a Drollin Lock. That would be funny. You're not going to get your Blaster, but you can also get Wolf Bark. So again, essentially outside of the heavy hitters, everything in the deck is fair game for her searching effect. So that's it. I hope that you guys enjoy this. If you do, and you guys would like to see me do this again the next time a structure deck comes out, if you guys are really enjoying the content, if you guys like this as a speed duel channel too, mostly, go ahead, help support us. Easiest ways to do that are to like, comment, and subscribe. Obviously, try to keep watching the material. Easy way to keep doing that, hit the notification bell so that instead of guessing whether or not I've uploaded recently, you'll just kind of get the notification quicker. Just keep enjoying it, okay? And even if you don't want to do any of that stuff, do me one favor, guys. Just go out, try to enjoy your day, okay? Do whatever it is that you can do to make today really good. Just indulge in like that little whatever it is. You know, go buy that cup of coffee that you think that you're, you know, doing without. Just go enjoy it. Go read your favorite book. Go watch your favorite comfort show. I'm going to get back to work. I got more decks to make for you guys. You guys go make today awesome and come back later and see what else we've got for you, okay? All right. Later.